Yo, what's up, y'all? Hey, it's me. It's Levar. All right, I want you guys to welcome two of my great buddies, one of my friends. All right, I got special guests. I got Lamar Bolton coming straight out of Pensacola, Florida. All right, and then I
Bolt.
have the champ. I got the champ, him and himself, undisputed, hands down. All right, I got Jay Harashi Mitchell, also out of Pensacola, Florida, man. I want to introduce you guys. I'm gonna let them introduce themselves, man, and say hi, guys. All right. So for
What's
you
going
guys
on,
that are
people?
watching,
What's going on, people? I'm Lamar Bolt, like lightning bolt.
Lamar
There's no
Bolt.
O N on the end of my name. It's Bolt. All
Bolt. Oh,
right,
I said
there
Lamar
you go.
Bolton. Sorry,
Yeah,
but Bolton.
yeah, yeah.
Okay. So for you guys that are watching, for you guys that are looking, for you guys that are listening, you will realize that this was one of those things where we had to do it on a short notice. There is some video to this for you guys that are listening. There is audio to this. We're gonna try to keep it cool. We're gonna try to keep it to where it's as clean, as pure as possible. If you guys have any questions, remember after this, you guys can ask questions. You can leave messages. We will get back to you guys and try to answer those questions about any concerns. So let's just jump right into it. First person I want to go to right now on these two fighters, on these two great hand-to-hand competitive warriors is Arashi. Kick it over to the Beast, Bolt
The use Bolt.
Lamar.
Lightning Bolt, baby.
Yeah, man. Hey,
Yeah,
I
man.
probably shouldn't say the bubble, man.
Nah, that's all good too.
We're gonna leave that alone. So, Mr. Lamar,
What's going
father,
on, baby?
and oh, one more thing, real quick. Since I said that, as a dad, Arashi, congratulations, man, on the kids, man.
Big time, big
Congratulations
time.
on
Congratulations on the whole
yeah,
family.
man, on everything,
Yeah.
man. Hey, the kids are beautiful, man. Keep it up, young man. Love it. So, on that note, Lamar,
Yes,
talk
sir.
to
Yes,
us,
sir.
man. Tell us about yourself, man. Give us that background.
So, let's say, man, where do I start? All right. So, in 1981, this beautiful man was born named Lamar Lightning Bolt. Nah, just playing. High school, man. I would say like this. Okay, let's go here. I grew up with an older brother, 2 years older, and we, we got same moms, different dads, and me and Ryan, man, whew, well, we used to get into all kind of just slobber knocker fights all the time, and he used to know where my button was to shut me down every time, and that was right there in that sternum. He'd hit me there, the wind would go out. So I want to say I started about 10 or 11 years old getting interested in mixed martial arts, or well, back then it was just martial arts, and uh, it was the old movies like Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon. Um, uh, was it the eagle some eagle's talon or something like that? The snake in the eagle's talon, Jackie
Yeah.
Chan. You know, old school Jackie Chan, Jet Li movies, Fist of Fury, Fist of Legends, all of those. So, and it was then that I picked up that whole, you know, tightening your section, you're tightening your core, and being able to take a punch. And yeah, after I think I was probably about 14 when the roles reversed, and now my brother never wanted to fight me with with the fist. He wanted to wrestle. You know, it took one good punch to the jaw, and he said, "Yeah, no, no, we can wrestle." So I took wrestling in high school for 1 year, uh, and I was natural. My dad never allowed us to stay indoors. My dad was an army drill sergeant. Then he got stationed in Fort Hood and became a range master. And then from there to march. From there, He got out the army, became a cop, married a cop. So my life was nothing but discipline. I never needed martial arts or any kind of fighting for that. Um, it was always proven that I wasn't a square to everybody else, you know. So I think that's where a lot of my physical nature comes from, is just having to prove that, hey, yeah, I might be 5'8", but I'm tall in spirit, you know. And then because my older brother is skinny and tall, he would always look down on me. So it kind of gave me the short man complex, because I don't think short people automatically have it. It's just we get tired of people coming trying to go nose to nose with you, but they're not quite nose to nose. They're looking down. So we got to look up, and it's like, oh, you okay? I'm gonna bring you to my level, no problem. So I would say high school is probably where my journey to fighting began, and
Boxing?
I did do some boxing. Matter of fact, freshman Friday, uh, man, the guy's name was Ruben. His last name I can't remember, but I know he was a Golden Glove boxer his senior year, and that was the first guy I ever fought in high school my freshman year on freshman Friday. So he hit. I would say his punches were kind of like my dad's, but more precise and more aimed. Where my dad would hit you in your chest, and you could tell he was holding back. When me and him fought, he wasn't holding back, and I was like, okay, well, you got the same kind of power my dad has, and I know for a fact he's holding back. So I said, okay, I might be able to do this. After that fight, where I got maybe one or two hits on him, but he probably landed about eight, and he never once hit me in the face. He always hit me in the chest. He takes me to his house. Well, we go to mine first, explain to my dad what happened, and he's cool with it. Hey, you win some, you lose some, has always been his model. It's those who can lose, get up and get better, you know. Um, so we go to Ruben's house, and next thing we're explaining to his dad and his uncle how Ruben got a black eye, and thus started my boxing training, which would have been freshman all the way to senior. Um,
So what did that, let me ask you, how did that get, like, with the experience that you got? I know you served in the Navy, correct?
11 and a half
Yeah.
years.
You have to, were there ever situations where the discipline behind that training either it helped you or it it put you in a situation where you felt like you were saying about people looking down on you? Did you ever get to a point where it helped you with the discipline, or did it help you just like get people away from you physically? Because either it
So,
makes you a better man or it makes you a weapon.
yeah. So it did both. It made me a better man. One, when you know how to throw a proper punch, when you know you have power, and you've been trained and raised on discipline, and both your parents tell you the stories of people who uh, wasted 40 seconds, or let's say even 20 seconds, that changed their life because they did something illegal or in an aggressive, angry state of mind, and now they're in prison for the rest of their life over a 20-second fight. You know, it might have felt like minutes to them, but 20 seconds, and next thing you know, your whole life is ended. So restraint has always been there. Knowing once I got the knowledge, and I was a firm believer, and I was always taught, now that I give you the knowledge, it's yours. Using it, knowing when to use it, So throughout my Navy career, I would get in fights, here and there, but my my restraint and my fear of confinement stopped me from doing anything reckless. I was more interested in, hey, you think you better? Let's go find a gym and let's find a gym We can close the doors. They can pop some popcorn, and we can prove who's better. You know.
So,
Um,
with that said, and this goes for Jay. You still there? I think he might be busy. All right. So, with that said, have you ever had a situation where you've had to, where you wish you wouldn't, like something happened, you was like, man, I wish I never did that. Like that wasn't even worth it.
um, there was there. Okay, I would say, you know, it's as a group of friends. You know, sometimes ego jumps in, and you got to one up the next guy, right? And I think one of my, not, I wouldn't say it was a regret, but if I could go back, change something, and do it differently, I never would have got baited into a kickboxing match with a known kickboxer, and I'm just now learning martial arts or mixed martial arts. So, and you know, to be honest, in my ego, and I was, early 20s, I said, man, well, yeah, at the end of kickboxing is still boxing. So you might be able to kick something, but if you let me corner you and I get you close to them ropes, you're not kicking nothing. It's just gonna be my fist tearing up your midsection and eventually cleaning your clock. However, I would experience probably the hardest leg kick I ever took in or out of the ring that had me limping for at least a week. At least a week. I mean, deep muscle groove. It was probably the most picture perfect shin to thigh, low leg kick, and ooh wee, but toughness, having been kicked before, having been hit before, and then with the drilling, you don't feel it at that time. I felt it. I felt it the minute it happened. I knew, oh my God, that was a leg kick there. That hurt. But poker face. You're in the ring. You can't show them that it hurts, or else they keep aiming for it. So, but it didn't strengthen our friendship at all. It didn't worsen it, but it would just be a topic for like almost a month of hey, we were only supposed to be going a certain percentage because you knew I was new to mixed martial arts. I'm going from just boxing, now I'm going to mixed martial arts. You've already done mixed martial arts, and you challenged me to a kickboxing match because you felt that on the ground I would dominate you just because of my size. Now we were two different weight classes. He would have been middleweight, I would have been heavyweight. So we knew in the ring it was different. I can't grab you, so I can't pick you up, slam you, I can't choke you, I can't do none of that. And my wrestling, which was always a core of my fighting, wouldn't take place. You know, um, yeah, man, heavyweight or not, he gave me a leg kick that just ooh wee. But like I said, it didn't strengthen our friendship at all. You know, we would we would go back and forth all the time, and it was
So let
like,
me ask you this.
had we never stepped in the ring, that wouldn't have been an issue.
So let me ask you this. Um, as a dad, do you think it is wise? Because you never said that your dad made you learn how to fight. So do you think a lot of dads should not, like, shouldn't pressure their kids to learn how to protect themselves? Because a lot of kids don't run into that kind of a situation. But do you think it's necessary for discipline, or do you think it just doesn't matter?
I think it
And that
depends
that
on.
question is for you and Jay, if Jay's listening.
Yeah, I think it's a damned if you do, damned if you don't, right? Because if And for my dad to teach me, it wouldn't have helped. I was already disciplined, and then I already showed restraint, and I didn't get into a lot of fights. My older brother got into fights. I was more of a class clown. I made people laugh. He would, lose his mind and get into all kind of fights, and I would have to play the older brother to a bigger, to an older brother. So I'd have to jump into some of his fights. Now, if you see, because your seed, you know what I'm saying, what's in you is in them. It just might hasn't shown its face yet. I feel like if your child shows a timidness about them, and you can see that they're going to get preyed on, and they don't have any interest in physicality, then absolutely it's, hey, let me introduce you to mixed martial arts. Let me introduce you to, jujitsu, fighting, because it gives you a confidence that they don't have. That was always in me. I knew I was a little tough guy. Whether I could do martial arts or street fight, I knew I was tough, and I knew most people would look at me and go, do I want to fight him? No, I don't know. It was the question mark that sits over somebody's head. And do you really want to answer that? Do you want the answer of, can I beat that guy? So for myself, he didn't have to teach me. It was in me. For my sons who don't have it in them, it's more, yeah, I would prefer them to learn. Everett, my youngest, who's autistic, do I feel like him learning a martial art would help his life at all? Probably not. That boy's strong. He got it. He got that, Lenny of mice and men strength. Oh, sorry, Dad, I killed another rabbit strength. But Devin, on the other hand, it's, he
Remember that kid, man?
he's still no. Oh, well, I don't know if he knows how to do it now, but and I still have videos of him doing the Michael Jordan kick. Yeah, the Michael Jordan kick of Taekwondo. That two touch kick, and he,
Yeah,
man, remember when I was teaching him the two touch
I
kick,
remember that.
and eventually he got it. He landed it several times, and I'm like, okay, can he still do it now? Probably not. These kids are out of touch of
Let me get Jay
physicality.
again. Jay, you there? Thought I heard him too. Mitchell, Arashi, my hand there. Well, I'm gonna say this because I only got I got about 5 more minutes.
Yep.
All right. So, one of the things that I know that I'll say is, as a dad, I got two boys in the United States military. I got a daughter who's married. I got another daughter in college. She's finna join the military. I don't want my kids to go through the things that I went through. I don't want them to have to face the things that I faced in life. I don't want them to have to fight the battles that I fought in life. But with that said, I remember telling my youngest son one time, that just recently, matter of fact, I told him, I said, I asked him, I said, the butterfly is, son? And he was like, yeah. I said, okay. I said, I got to see the butterfly effect being interrupted and how it affects the butterfly. I said, I saw it through a video of a man. He saw a butterfly struggling to come out of the, break out of the cocoon. You know what I mean? Because it's metamorphosis. So the butterfly was like having a hard time coming through that little bitty hole, and he saw it. So he cracked the cocoon open and he pulled the butterfly out. And when the butterfly came out, it opened its small wings and it tried to fly, and it fell to the ground and it died.
Mm.
And the narrator was showing that because he was like, that's life. He goes, a caterpillar is vulnerable to insects. It's vulnerable to being eaten by other birds. It's vulnerable to everything. So it gets to a point where it's tired of being tired, or it gets to a point in its life where it's time, like a child becoming an adult. Metaphors kick in, you know, and what happens is this caterpillar makes this cocoon, and when it's time after sitting for a long time and going through that change, it pokes a hole in the bottom of this cocoon. And the objective of this butterfly is to struggle. It's supposed to struggle to get out of that cocoon, because while trying to get through that little bitty hole, the hole stretches the wings of the butterfly. So that when the butterfly comes out, the struggle is like lifting weights. The wings get
So,
stronger.
so let me
It
ask
gets
you.
stronger.
Yeah.
What's up?
So being that, speaking of the cocoon and everything like that, do you feel like the same question you asked me? Do you feel like by us teaching our kids how to fight or how to defend themselves, did it mess with the natural rhythm of life where they would have eventually had to figure this out for themselves?
So it's a two-sided coin. On one hand, look at successful people in the world, rich, money. Most of these people don't fight. So they chose. So they studied. They got in books.
Yeah.
When a bully came, they went to the teacher. They told the teacher. Teacher took care of it. They went to school. They studied. They graduated. The bully, not all the time, but most of the time, amounted to nothing. The guy that fought, they call the guy that fights. They call the guy that lift weights. They call the guy in the gym. They call them jocks. These are the guys that get the muscle. These are the guys serving the military. Those aren't the rich guys. Those are the jocks. You know what I'm saying? So the two sides to that coin is, if I teach my son not to fight, but to defend himself, to be able to get to a safe place, that's a good thing. Because right now, a lot of people who grew up in our era has that mindset, well, I don't want my kids to go through what I went through. But then they grew up fighting. So the kids today don't fight. The first thing they do is go buy a gun. So nobody wants, and we said it, nobody wants to fight anymore. Everybody wants to shoot. With that said, I think if you teach a kid the discipline, instead of the fight, teach them the discipline behind it. It's different. Because I can teach you to punch. But if I teach you the philosophy behind the punch, the education behind the punch, it's different.
When to throw, how to throw.
Right. This punch.
What is the reason to throw? Yeah.
Right. This is a 1-inch punch. The breathing helps you with your center. The breathing helps you with this. That punch is meant to go through, like breaking boards. People don't, you break boards. No, I teach you how to break barriers. I teach you how to break down walls in your life. There's a philosophy behind it. So yes, I believe teaching a child, there's a right way and a wrong way to do things. There's a right way and a wrong way to explain things. So with that said, it's been 45 minutes. I try to keep it with that 45, try to be the man of my word. I appreciate you. I know Arashi I see he's still on. I mean, he's still on. I'm looking at it. But he's probably handling some things he said he had to take care of. But with that said, man, thank you, man. Thank you for coming in. Thank you for
Thanks for having me.
I will absolutely have you back. You will be coming back. We're going to talk about, like I said before, we're going to get with a couple of other people. So for you guys that are watching right now, stay tuned. We will be having a special guest at another later time, Grenade Banks. We will be having Sifu Alejandro, who's a Kempo black belt coming in. We got a couple of other people. We got Sensei Ken, Leggett coming in. We got Gary, who's a great man of God, black belt also, but as a pastor. Right now, I got Ken Leggett, black belt, who trained with me. He's in Brazil. He wants to come in and talk to you guys, man. But that's up to come. Make sure you subscribe. Make sure you follow. Lamar, man, Go ahead and spit
Sir.
your Instagram if you got one, or your TikTok if you got one, so people can follow you.
Just Lamar the Bubble Man, which got dubbed during COVID. So if you see the Bubble Man, it's because of COVID, where I used to drive around with bubble machines on my car, handing out bubble wands to kids. Other than that, I'm on Facebook as Lamar Lightning Bolt, and my Instagram is connected to that as Lamar B38 or Lamar B43, something like that. Um, Not big on social media, but if you find me, you find me. Hey, I'm always down for a conversation.
Okay. So, and for since Jay's not here, guys, you can check out Najee, that's Najee, Jay Mitchell Randolph, also known as Captain J. Check him out, follow him, man. He's a great fighter, supported by people like Roy Jones, like he said, Eminence, light heavyweight champion. Make sure you follow him. I believe his Instagram is also connected to that, man. So far, everybody here that I've had, man, we are believers. We don't push religion on anybody, but we do train. We love people. My brother here, Mr. Bolt, is great in the community, man. His team that he works with, your team, the bike, the
Talking
bike,
about the Vikings. Yes,
right, the
sir.
Vikings. I wanted you to say it. I didn't want to put it out there, but the
Nah,
Vikings. Make sure you support those guys. I don't know if they have a page or anything, but
we're
whatever
on
you do,
Facebook too.
we're on cool Facebook, man. Check those guys out. Follow those guys. As you can see, Lamar throughout this time, man, he's a good dad. Take care of his single dad, taking care of his boys. Hey, take care, man.
Yes, sir.
I look forward to talking to you again. Appreciate you showing
Absolutely.
showing
You
your.
see that?
Oh, there it is. The Vikings,
There you go,
Pensacola,
baby.
Florida. I like that, man.
There you go.
I like that, man. Hey, stay tuned. Hey, I'll call you. I'll be in touch. All right.
All right, brother.
All right, guys. Peace out.